Please help support the channel and purchase PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds at the affiliate link below. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is the Mundane Matt channel, and looking at the headline of this article here, gun range ends ladies' night after man threatens legal action for discrimination, seems about on point for 2017. It just does. All right, it's not something I expected, but it does feel very much on point given everything that went down with the Alamo Drafthouse doing women-only screenings of Wonder Woman in not only Austin, but New York and Denver. This kind of just now feels like, well, a natural, I guess, next step in some regard. So it says here that the Riverside Magnum Range just dropped its weekly ladies' night after receiving a letter in which a man threatened legal action for discrimination. The Riverside Magnum Range is located in Riverside, California. According to CBS Los Angeles, the ladies' night allowed women to come to the range and shoot without paying a range fee. Men could come on ladies' night too, but they had to pay. Now, again, in most situations with ladies' night, women either get discounts at the door, ladies get in for free, men still have to pay, you know, and it's one of those promotional situations in order to kind of fill the event, right? And unlike the women-only screening of Wonder Woman, this, you know, they're not barring anyone from coming in. They're not saying, no, you with a penis or those who identify as having a penis, even if it's phantom, can't come in. In this particular case, it's just, you know, don't pay to get in the door sort of thing. And that's been going on for years in bars and clubs and other establishments. I don't really think a gun range, though, is like where you're going to probably find like the best place for, you know, mingling in that regard. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, I don't have any personal problem with it. But I can see why this dude might. And I'm just, again, I'm looking at this from as many angles as I can. I can see why this guy has a problem with it. Gregory Rolando complained that the policy was discriminatory and sent a letter citing the possibility of a lawsuit. Now, in America, you can sue for whatever reason you want, whether or not it gets to, you know, judge and jury or whatever. That's entirely, you know, up in the air. It just depends on whether or not you have a good enough argument and whether or not, you know, you can prove something here. In the case of the Wonder Woman screening, the wording that they used is one of the reasons why a gay civil rights lawyer is the one who stepped up to file the lawsuit. So again, you can tell that is the reason why this kind of action is taking place. Rolando's letter says in part that promotions such as those mentioned above constitute civil rights violations under the California Unruh Civil Rights Act and entitled the individual subject to discrimination to statutory damages. Again, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so a gun range is a public accommodation. They charge a fee to get in. They have a weekly ladies' night where women don't pay to get in, but men do. And I mean, have we gotten to that point in a society to where demanding equality now actually requires this type of thing to be mandatory for everybody? This is, by the way, this opens up to a larger, broader discussion. All right. But it's one that you can see in context of the Alamo Drafthouse, and as well as, to this situation here, and maybe even the Christian baker who won't make the gay cake out of Colorado. These open up to a larger discussion and debate, and one that will be argued in the Supreme Court, I do believe, in October, in terms of the baker and the gay cake. So that's going to the Supreme Court, and that will, I think that at that point will kind of set some precedent for these kind of situations. But that being said, at the same time, I can see where Gregory Rolando is coming from here. He views it as discriminatory. Why is it that women on this moment in time are treated differently than me? How are we different if equality stands? How are we different if these things are in part? If these things are for men to be equal. And I get that entirely. It says Jason Govea has been taking his daughter to the shoot on ladies' night and explained his frustration after hearing it ended over Rolando's letter. He said, maybe this guy doesn't have a mother or sister or a daughter. I don't know. But I think that actually proves Gregory's point, right? Like I think that actually proves his point with what Jason here is saying. Jason's like, well, he doesn't have a mother or daughter or a sister or whatever. Like, he doesn't have any women in his life. But if Jason here cared so much about his daughter and her learning to shoot and being around guns and looking at them as not being something to fear, but something that's a tool, would the ladies' night freebie matter? That's an honest question. If he cared as much about the equality as he's kind of suggesting, or whatever, about the situation as he's suggesting, would it matter that the ladies' night, freebie is no longer taking place? And that's something worth discussing as well. Now, the NRA Members Council of California did post it to Facebook. You can see it here. There is a note on the shooting range saying, "We're sorry due to threat of lawsuit by Greg Rolando." This is the last Ladies' Day, so this would have been a couple days ago. And then you've got his letter coming in here. It's funny that he's from Anaheim, California, but he's going over to Riverside. They're not that close together. They're not. They're ways apart. Riverside is further east. Ways away from Anaheim, actually. So I find that kind of funny. I look at the situation too, very similar to how I look at the people that go around from business to business to business looking to see whether or not they are ADA compliant, if they have a wheelchair ramp, so on and so forth. And then if they don't, they file a lawsuit against that company, citing discrimination or citing those kind of cases. And that happens a lot. You have sue-happy people that go around and they look for whatever maybe violation or infraction they can find, and they file lawsuits. This feels, though, more like a dude trying to shut this thing down. And again, his argument simply stands as being, ladies' night is discrimination. It's discriminatory in his mind, and under this, particular civil statute, and he views it as discrimination. He's threatening a lawsuit. And the thing is, the company didn't fight it. The company didn't say, no, we're going to continue doing this. Come on, come at us, bro. So to me, that says that there might be grounds for more pursuant litigation in these particular cases, right? Like, you might find more people going and finding ladies' nights and threatening civil suits as a way to shut them down. And I guess if you want to, in one manner, I look at it like, yeah, it's a dick move. It's a dick move. If it doesn't really impact you, why should you care? And that's one part of me. But then again, I have complained heavily against the Alamo Drafthouse and everything with Wonder Woman. So for me to say that does come across a little bit hypocritical, because it doesn't impact me as a whole. The difference here between the two, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, is the fact that the Alamo Drafthouse was very much trying to bar men from entry using their words, not their actions, but their words, which is what opened it up for litigation and that civil rights discussion. This is just kind of a common form ladies' night. It doesn't bar anyone from entry, but it does give women a bit of an upper hand over men, which could be argued as being discriminatory. And again, I'm no lawyer. I'm just a person who has, I'm just giving my thoughts. And oftentimes on this channel, we're kind of talking about this as I'm processing what I'm reading and when I'm talking through the whole situation. But I kind of want to see where this goes. I do. I want to see where this goes, because this could lead to the end of ladies' nights as we know it. Because if this gun range decided they wanted to crap out, they wanted to tap out instead of fighting back against it, then they might look at everything, might look at what Rolando is saying as being, well, there's some evidence there. But in the meantime, whatever happens next is going to be super interesting, because that while right now this is impacting a gun range, right? And so a gun range is, generally more conservative shooters. And I'm making a blanket assessment there. I'm not specifically saying anything, but the NRA is coming out, probably speaking out against this. And that the people out there that were defending the Alamo Drafthouse probably won't in their right mind even remotely look at this from any kind of defense mindset. They'll probably, if anything, find ways to say that ladies' night is actually discriminatory and should be abolished. Watch for those articles to happen, because I'm pretty sure they will. Well, gang, that wraps up this video. Be sure to leave your thoughts below in the comments, as I love to read them. Also, if you guys want to support the channel, links below in the video description. We have Patreon, PayPal, Amazon affiliate in the beginning of the video, as well as Bitcoin now. During the apocalypse, anything helps. I greatly appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.